Hello my fellow book addicts, Megan here, and time for another book review. Today, I'm going to be talking about The Mark of Athena by Riordan, and this is book 3 in the Heroes of Olympus series. So, since this is third in a series, there's really not much I can say without giving out spoilers, so if you do not wish to be spoiled, I suggest you click away now and come back after you read the book. So, we ended the last book with the Greek demigods and Jason coming in on the Argo 2 towards the Roman camp, and Percy's trying to keep all the Romans from totally freaking out. Unfortunately, things don't really work out well, because Leo kind of blows up part of their forum, and that kind of causes the Romans to go a little crazy with anger. And Octavian, being the bloodthirsty jerk he is basically trying to start an all-out war between the Greeks and the Romans. Can someone please just stab him? Like, really? I'm pretty sure a lot of the big problems between bringing the camps together would be solved if someone would just stab Octavian. Just saying. And in this book, can I just say, it's a little disappointing how often Jason gets knocked out in this book. It seems like practically every big event that goes on, he gets knocked unconscious or something. And he's supposed to be a son of Zeus. You'd think he'd be a little more aware of his surroundings and not get constantly knocked out. Now, in this book, yeah, I'm still a little iffy on Jason. I don't know what to think of him. Part of me thinks he is still too perfect, and I can't get attached to him as a character. I don't know if it's just because, he's only been in really 2 books so far, unlike Percy, who had the whole last series, and then these 2 books. We've had several books to grow close with him and Annabeth, and all the original characters from Percy Jackson and the Olympians. So I don't know if that's why I prefer them to the new guys, but that doesn't make sense really, because I do really like Leo, and, Piper is growing on me a lot more, and I like Hazel. So I don't know why I'm not liking Jason that much, and I'm kind of indifferent to Frank as well. I don't know, just his lack of confidence in himself, and I just no, there's something about Frank that just aggravates me. Getting back into the plot a little bit more, the 7 chosen demigods are going to the ancient lands, aka Greece and Rome, to try and stop Gaia from awakening. Of course, the whole trip, can't go smoothly, so they run into quite a few good challenges. I like how we find out the connection between Sammy and Leo. Apparently, Sammy was actually Leo's great-grandfather. So, there is a connection. I like that. I like how it wasn't just like some random coincidence that Leo looks like Sammy. There's a reason. They're related. Logical. I also like how we see more like myths that I'm personally familiar with. I like how we meet Echo and the whole deal with like Team Leo and everything. I was laughing throughout that whole chapter, more or less. And I'm interested to see if Leo's price for using the fortune cookie that she gave him was really Percy and Annabeth falling into Tartarus? I don't know how to say that name. I wonder if that was really the price for calling on her for help, or if there's something bigger that's gonna happen in the next 2 books. 'Cause holy crap, if it's something bigger than, Percy and Annabeth falling into the deepest, most terrifying part of the underworld, that's gonna be really interesting to see, and it's gonna be really, really terrifying, probably. But yeah, Team Leo made me smile, and I like how we get to see, like, the Echo myth, because I remember that is the first Greek myth that I had ever read back in middle school, even before I got into, like, Percy Jackson and the Olympians. I don't even think Percy Jackson was even out when I was in 6th grade. So that was my whole, like, introduction to Greek mythology. So to finally see it in one of the Percy Jackson books, just, it made me so happy. And have that section be in such a humorous part and be, like, a chapter narrated by one of the characters that I like, even better! We also finally meet Hercules, which I'm surprised, really, that it took this long into the series, both including Percy Jackson and the Olympians and Heroes Olympus. So, surprised it took that long, since he's, like, probably the one Greek hero that practically every child could name. So, I like how Piper gets, you know, a second weapon other than her knife. And just love the cornucopia, just shooting food everywhere. Very useful when it comes to, you know, giving Dionysus / Bacchus his tribute. So, the giants we're really facing in this book are basically the anti-Dionysus. And awesome enough, they actually get Dionysus, or Bacchus, to help smite him down. And it was awesome, and I love how he's just, you know, chilling up in the stands and letting Percy and Jason do all the fighting, and then just boom. And Annabeth. During her whole quest, following the Mark of Athena, just, oh my god. So, basically, she's charged with following the Mark of Athena to try and find something that was lost. And this something could potentially bring the Roman and Greek demigods back together. So she has to follow the Mark of Athena to get this thing back. And, oh my god. All the stuff that she has to go through. This book basically reminded me why I love Annabeth. She's brave, she's clever, she can use her head. Just, Annabeth is awesome! So apparently, this magical thing is this giant statue of her mother that the Romans carted off ages ago and just kind of disappeared. And she finds it, but it is being guarded by Arachne, who is basically a giant spider monster who Athena cursed because she boasted that she was the better weaver between her and Athena. And how she tricks Arachne is just brilliant. You know, something as simple as a Chinese finger trap, Chinese handcuffs, just brilliant. And like I said, we end the book with Percy and Annabeth falling into Tartarus, and the last thing Percy manages to shout to Nico is that they'll meet them at the House of Hades, which is where the Doors of Death are. Gaia is controlling these doors, you know, allowing monsters to come back into the world that much quicker. And yeah, if they close those doors, it'll make stopping Gaia much easier, because monsters will take longer to regenerate and be reborn and all that. So yeah, it's kind of critical that they close those doors. So Percy and Annabeth are going to be meeting them at the Doors of Death. I'm still shocked at how no one managed to save Percy or Annabeth. Annabeth, why didn't you untangle your leg with the spider silk? I feel once you see a giant hole appear in the ground, it's kind of common sense. Anything that could pull you down, take it off. There's spiders trailing down into the pit. You have some around your leg. Why don't you immediately cut yourself free from it to be safe? And how no one managed to save them, how Nico and Hazel were like the only ones who were really able to see them falling into the pit. I think maybe Piper, I'm blanking right now. Just, why? How? I don't understand. I do not understand. So anyway, for better or for worse, Percabeth is down in the underworld. This book was awesome. Like I said, still not fully sold on Jason and Frank. Everyone else I'm starting to really... Hazel and Piper, I'm starting to grow to like a lot more. Leo, I just loved from the get-go. And yeah, I'm hoping I do start to like Jason and Frank a bit more in the next book. I feel bad not liking them. I don't despise them. I'm just not that interested in them. And yeah. So, I'm really looking forward to starting the House of Hades. And yeah. That will be it for this book review, and I hope to see you guys next time. Keep on reading, my fellow book addicts. Keep on reading.